Guys, imagine this. You started crypto mining thinking na passive siya na income scheme, wala kang gagawin, wala kang kailangang expertise, you have very high hopes and honestly tingin mo nga sky is the limit. But when you started, ayan na, nalito ka na. Hindi mo na alam kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin, hindi mo alam kung paano mag-troubleshoot, hindi mo alam kung ano yung certainty ng market, hindi mo alam kung kailan ka makakapag-ROI, hindi mo alam actually kahit yung mga pyesa o yung mga equipments. Or maybe, hindi ka pa nagso-start pero more or less gusto mo nang malaman kung ano yung mga magiging problema mo and how to prevent it. Kaya naman for this video, i-discuss ko sa inyo kung ano yung most common mistakes ng mga beginner crypto miners. A lot of these guys na experience ko na myself, kaya i-share ko din sa inyo yung tips in my opinion on how to prevent or mitigate yung mga problems na to. Para nang sa ganun, hindi naman masayang yung hard-earned money and yung investments mo or yung business partners mo. So click subscribe and let's hop into the video. So ang unang-unang mistake guys is yung lack of information. So ibig sabihin dito, we have to research kung ano yung mga naging problem before and more or less ano yung magiging problems after mo pumasok. Ang example ko dito is alam mo na more or less kung gaano ka bilis tumaas yung price ng crypto. But you also have to know gaano kabilis din naman siya bumaba. Gaano katagal siyang bumababa. Kailan siya ulit tataas? Anong mga factors yung kailangan ma-meet bago siya tumaas? Para nang sa ganun, well-informed ka sa potential risks and rewards nito. Kasi dapat natin malaman that cryptocurrencies are highly speculative and it should only be a part of a well-balanced portfolio. So parang diet lang, no? Kailangan kompleto. Kailangan meron kang protein, meron kang carbs, and meron kang healthy dose of fats. Ganon din sa investment or your portfolio. So meron kang foundation which is yung real estate mo or maybe bonds or rental properties na kumakash flow. And then on the more speculative side, you also have your stocks. You may be investing in a business which is risky in itself as well. Tapos andun din yung portfolio mo ng cryptocurrencies. So hindi siya pwedeng unbalanced or highly leveraged na portfolio. Next naman natin dito is underestimating the costs. Ang costs ng crypto mining is not only confined dun sa mining rig, which in my case, that's the only thing we provide. Yung system unit need to run the mining rig and even the GPUs. Pero kailangan mo rin consider yung pagpapatayo ng maayos na structure kung saan mo ilalagay or ipopwesto yung mining rig mo. Kailangan mo isipin yung ventilation niya, yung electrical niya, yung internet connection mo. Of course, you also have your maintenance, yung upkeep, no? Sino yung manpower mo to troubleshoot and monitor. So lahat ng yon kasama yon sa capital, not only yung mining rig itself lang, which a lot of beginner miners fail to consider. Punta naman tayo sa profitability. So sa profitability, may several factors na nakaka-apekto, mainly yung price ng coin, yung network rewards, and yung network difficulty. Pero as a miner, ang i-consider mo talaga dyan is hindi lang yon, lahat ng cost mo. And maraming miners, ang tinitingnan lang nila is yung profitability or yung end na number na yon without considering gaano ba talaga kalaki yung expenses mo. So for example, for other miners, napakamahal, napakataas ng cost nila ng kuryente. Yung iba naman, halos wala na silang cost sa kuryente kasi either naka-solar or subsidized yung kuryente nila. Yung iba naman, sobrang taas ng cost for their graphics cards nung bumili sila. And then yung iba naman, dahil bear market sila nag-start, mas mura nila nakukuha yung mga equipments. I've seen a lot of people then enter yung mining co-location na agreement. Of course, for that, nag-share sila doon sa yield mismo nung equipment or yung iba naman nagbabayad ng renta. So, you also have to consider those things. Kasi pag nag-compute ka niyan over the long term, for example, ngayon, hindi profitable ang mining. Minsan nga, mining at a loss ka pa. Kailangan mo siyang i-average kasi hindi lahat ng oras, katulad nung bull run talaga, minsan 18,000, 15,000 per day, ganun kalaki yung kitaan. So, kailangan i-spread mo siya all throughout para mabawasan yung pressure sa'yo during the bear market. Ang fourth natin dito is choosing the wrong coin. Personally, I am a victim of this one. Lalo na nung bull run, di ba? Kasi ang daming coin na nagpa-pop up. Yung iba profitable for a couple of months lang. And ikaw naman, since nandyan na yung equipment, sige, try lang, ganun. Sige, 1 lang or 2 lang. Tapos na-experience mo, kumita, no? Kumita for 1 or 2 weeks. And then nag-double down ka. Ang example ko dito is yung Raptorium. I invested, I think, 500,000 for that. And sad to say, walang bumalik. So, meron man, malit lang. Siguro mga 40k lang dun sa 500,000. Halos tulog talaga yung pera ko dun, guys. Sayang lang yung oras. I could have just stuck dun sa decision ko na Ethereum lang ang minahin ko, huwag na palipat-lipat. Which is now, bear market, ang dami ko nakikita na palipat-lipat sila ng coin. So, not for me. Again, hindi ko mag-guarantee that it will work for me or for you, pero yun yung opinion ko dun. You have to be very, very careful bago ka mag-stock up ng hundreds of thousands of pesos sa specific coin na magiging akala mo the moon tapos magka-crash lang pala. For me, mas safe na yung you mine whatever coin is profitable. Pwede ka magpalipat-lipat as long as you can convert it sa more stable na mga coins like yung Ethereum, yung Bitcoin, or other main coins that you want to hodl. For me, it's Bitcoin. Ang fifth mistake natin dito is overlooking hardware specifications. So for me, that's why I have my own shop kasi na-experience ko na yan. Ilang beses akong umorder ng specific wirings or mga motherboards and even yung mga RAM na hindi naman pala compatible. Actually, marami fake. dun sa mga cables. Kaya for example, for my shop, Mining Rig Parts and Supply, sure ako na yung mga ginagamit namin ng mga equipments doon, pagka meron nagpapabuild sa amin or binibili lang sa Shopee namin, links down below by the way, sure kami na yan mismo yung ginagamit ko for my own rig. Not only the power supplies, motherboards, everything, even yung SATA, saka more importantly, yung cables. Na-test ko na rin siya sa higher card. So more or less, alam namin kung ano yung nag-work for the 3090, 3080 Ti, pataas. And then you also have your lower tier cards, which is yung mga 1660 Super, 5600 XT. Alam namin yung right specification ng hardware for that. The last thing that you want, guys, is to cheap out dun sa hardware. Only to find out na either hindi stable yung mining rig nyo or it catches fire. So again, do not overlook yung hardware specifications for your desired build. If you have questions about this, comment down below or you use the link on this video to chat with us, or you can just go to our Shopee online store and then doon mag-check out. That way, sure ka na yung nakukuha mo is the ones that we're using. Is 6 mistake natin is one of the biggest headache talaga is poor cooling and ventilation. Ano ibig sabihin dito? Ito yung mga naglalagay ng mining rig sa isang kulob na lugar, or walang bintana, or baka naman nasa lugar na sobrang alikabok. So ito guys, malaki yung epekto nito talaga sa mining, and even the GPUs, yung mga malapit sa dagat, madaling mag-corrode yung mga mining rig nila. And alam na alam ko yan kasi pag nagpapaservice sila sa amin, talagang nagkakalawang na talaga yung mga GPUs kasi iniwan sa may parking tapos malapit yung dagat, kaya yung air is medyo salty. So to be sure, what I usually tell yung mga clients ko talaga is before they start yung mining, dapat maayos muna yung paglalagyan ng mining rigs. Maayos yung roofing, hindi siya magkakaroon ng water damage, hindi rin siya nasa maalat na lugar, hindi siya naiinitan or nabibilad sa araw, or may proper insulation dun sa bubong, wala rin siya sa may highway or sa dusty na lugar. And of course, wala rin pets na pakalat-kalat na pwedeng matabig or masira yung mining rig. Kapag ito na-solve mo, you will probably solve around 70% ng problems ng isang minero. Dagdag ko na rin dito, of course, yung mining rig, they need to be secure kasi alam naman natin kung gaano sila kamahal. So you have to be sure na hindi siya mananakaw. And last but not the least, is yung unrealistic na expectation sa profit or sa yields ng mining. Ang ibig ko sabihin dito is not all the time sobrang laki ng yield sa mining. In fact, during the bear market, yung feeling mo, akala mo abonado ka or mining at a loss ka. If you just hold to your coins and you are using a coin na sobrang stable like Bitcoin or Ethereum, for me, yun lang naman dalawa. Then during the bull run, if you compare yung kita ng isang miner during the bull run, akala mo sobrang taas. Mas malaki pa actually yung kinita ng mga nag-mine and hold during the bear market. Kasi pagpalagay mo na lang, right now, more than half ng value ng coins na wala. And some of them even 3 times pa ng value na wala. So imagine, yung mining profits right now, if you triple that or double that, di ba mas malaki? Pero pag nag-look back ka, before the bull run ng 2020, ang price ng Bitcoin is just about $3,000 or around 150,000 lang. Right now, it's around 1.4 yata or 1.5 million. Around 29,000 plus dollars. So sa perspective ng isang baguhan pa lang or newcomer pa lang, akala mo sobrang laki na nung drop from the all-time high. Tama naman, malaki talaga. Pero kung i-consider mo yung price niya before the run, malaki pa rin talaga yung in-increase. Yun yung ibig ko sabihin, guys. Hindi lahat kayang tangkiin yung years and years ng bear market. Kaya naman kailangan yung outlook mo is ganun kahaba. Or if not, at least you need to have an exit strategy. Again, I'm not saying na you should mine at a loss. In fact, personally, ako ngayon sobrang scale back ko na. Nag-aantay lang ako, nag-observe ng profitability. Even my coins, yung mga natira, talagang hindi ko na rin sila binenta. I'm holding it for the next run. So again, a quick recap lang guys, no? Thorough research about the topic, understand what it takes or yung total cost mo, be aware of the profitability fluctuations, choosing the right and most stable na coin, proper hardware, ventilation, and security, and a long-term outlook. If this video has been helpful, for the next video naman, pag-uusapan natin yung pros and cons between mining a cryptocurrency versus yung binibili mo na lang siya on the exchanges. So again guys, best of luck on your investments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.